At 197, Mikey Calcagno back out, facing Isaiah Manning.
Yeah, this will be the second time we get to see Mikey today. He was putting up points and showed some really good stuff on his feet as well as top in his first match. Just a true freshman.
Matching up with Manning, who was Old Dominion All-Conference last year.
Found himself on a leg. That was a good textbook finish by Mikey. And I think one of the biggest jumps from high school to college wrestling is one of them's top bottom and the other one I'd say is finishing shots. So it's good to see Mikey being able to get these quick finishes and avoid scrambles.
Quickly flings Manning back to the mat.
Got himself a chicken wing and takes him right over to his back. He got a quick 2 count. And he'll transition to a crossface. Based on what I've seen from the Tar Heels, we're either going to get a crossface cradle or a bow and arrow attempt working off of the crossface. Manning showing some fight. Would rather just wrestle from neutral.
Now, it isn't D1 competition, but if you're an ACC coach who happens to tune in, are you keeping notes on, hey, crossface, bow and arrows, what we have to be ready for?
Yeah, I think you're taking notes of it. You're not putting too much emphasis on it. You want to see if they continue. You might get some cues on some go-to moves and what you're looking for, but you want to continue to monitor how they're scoring points and keep an eye on it, because some of these moves could change, and when it gets to a close match or close competition, you might not take as much risk. But when you are taking risks, this gets the insight of what that risk will look like.
Maybe if a Carolina wrestler is in a spot where they really need to score, this could be what they're going for?
100%. And I think, just from these first couple matches that we've seen, UNC is definitely looking for a bow and arrow or a crossface cradle attempt. They're working off of the crossface on top. And, one thing I've seen from neutral is these slide-by attempts. I think we saw it 41, 49, 57. We're scoring without getting to the legs. So, that would just be emphasizing not letting your hands stay still, but you got to keep them moving. And if you are calling time, you got to pull down or get your opponent off balance. You can't just leave your hands hanging on your opponent with these Tar Heels.
Calcagno sprawls. Manning can't get in on a leg.
Manning stuck on his hip. Wasn't able to build back up. That's good pressure from Mikey. And he's right back in on that crossface. Keeping the crossface, but also keeping control of that near leg. He snuck a leg in, looking to turn his hips and either with a claw or a hook around the shoulder, pull him over to his back. And doing just that, he transitioned to a half. He got him stuck on his back. This might be it.
Manning can't fight his way out of it. And Calcagno picks up the pin.
Bright future ahead for Mikey Calcagno. Just a true freshman out here.
He backs up Robert Platt, who we're slated to see against Davidson, but Calcagno could certainly push Platt in that room going forward. I ask you the question about the signature moves, Clay, because coming up on the slate for North Carolina is 22nd ranked West Virginia, 16th ranked Northern Iowa, and 6th ranked Nebraska. There's not a whole lot of film out there on some of these wrestlers yet.
Yeah, and especially since we're such a young team, we haven't seen a lot of these guys and what they do. And
How
we got
about
a big
the
lift by
slam?
Levy straight to his back. Wow. Can't look away from the TV for a second in this duel.
The show-stopping finisher from Jacob Levy.
We saw a little bit of his athleticism and strength right there on display. And that'll do it.